Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. A very warm welcome to the CIC Masterclass on MiC Logistic and Transportation Management Kickoff Ceremony. My name is Zavir Yao, and it is my absolute honor to be your MC for today. Today, we're thrilled to have a diverse audience joining us, both in person and online. A very warm welcome to each and every one of you and our guests tuning in from different parts of the globe. As we all know, the Construction Industry Council has launched a series of signature courses, and today we're excited to announce the upcoming launch of the CIC Masterclass, MiC Logistic and Transportation Management. This course aims to build industry capacity for supporting the development and adoption of MiC. It provides the participants with the opportunities to understand the considerations in planning and operating the logistic and transportations of MiC projects. So let's work together in envisioning a future where smart logistic technologies and strategic planning converge to foster a safer, more sustainable, and highly productive construction industry. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to kick off today's ceremony, let's give a big round of applause and welcome Chairman of Construction Industry Council and Fellow of the Hong Kong Academy of Engineering Sciences, Engineer Professor Thomas Ho, to come up on stage to deliver a welcoming remarks.
Good morning, everyone, including the 1,600 online practitioners. So you can see, I think this course is really very sort of timely. So welcome, Engineer Joseph Low, so Head of PSGO. I think you would notice, I think in the policy address, Joseph had been promoted. I think this role had been enlarged and deepened. So one of these must be our MiC in Logistic Management and Transportation, and also Daniel, I think as well, Deputy Director of Housing Authority, Conrad, Wilson, Professor Wilson Lu, and our logistic expert, Nicholas, as well. So this is the kick-off of our masterclass in MiC and Logistics. I only got, I think, for 5 minutes. That's why I need to be very quick to run through the major items. I think with the efforts of the Run Bureau and Housing Bureau and everyone, now I think the MI Infinity is beginning to happen. Every project now being initiated with an element of MiC, MIMEP, or DFMA. So we had done an analysis. So these days, when we, so high demand of MiC, lack of logistic planner, high cost of construction and transportation, we analyzed, I think, on the manufacture of MiC, the cost of logistic and transportation is around 7 to 8%. So this is a very important one. And also Housing Authority is now pushing for just in time, I think, as well. In their studies, even I think under the current sort of scenario, instead of 6-day cycle, you can achieve, when in the 6-day cycle with the MiC and all the MI or smart construction, you can achieve 4 days already. But also if you adopt this just in time, you can save 1 more day as well. This is really extremely important. And again, now it was said in the Greater Bay Area, we have 77 sort of factories. They said they're capable of delivering the MiC construction. And also we have a few ports. So it would mean, I think the logistic issue could be very variable. So we really definitely need someone within our project team understand the whole logistic management and transportation. So that's why we have come up with this particular course, asking real practitioners on the field to give us the real cases, how we resolve this problem. That's why we have Conrad Wong, I think you know, I think he's really the guru of MiC. So he will definitely give us a good understanding. And on Wilson, again, his MiC sample definitely is going to help us, not just in logistics, but also in providing the 幸福感 to the people as well. His sort of apps, in addition to logistically manage the MiC or MIMEP, in the end of the day, they would provide to manage the smart system within the home as well. This is why I said it would give back the 幸福感 to the ultimate tenant, I think, as well. And as far as Nicholas is concerned, Nicholas is really the one who helped us to do the logistic arrangement from the factory to the construction site. With maybe he would completed at least, is it 70, 80 real cases. That's why when in his sort of presentation, do ask him all the critical questions, how we can logistically manage this. This is really extremely important. And Joseph, I think, and Daniel will understand. High construction costs is definitely one of the major items we need to resolve. So with the MI infinity, and it's not just MiC, MIEB, MI interior, everything. So that is definitely one of the best way to do this. But then the key is, this is now, I think, this is really evolving a lot. These days, the main contractor role has changed. In addition to the traditional design and build and whatnot, the main contractor, the major task would be integration and logistic management. Those are the two key things now have evolved around the whole world. You look at MiC, they are exactly doing this. And now in Hong Kong, it's beginning to happen. That's why this logistic and project management, it's not just the project manager sort of role. So that's why we need someone who will understand this logistic management and input this in the very beginning of the contract, very beginning of the tender, before we can really execute the project in the most best fashion. I was so pleased that Daniel has now, in his housing contract, you want to tender for his job. Your project manager, your site agent, your foreman have to attend the master class in CIC, in MiC, and also the supervision, as well. This is crucial. But I'm quite sure after this course has been launched, you have no choice but to ask the project manager, the site agent, the foreman, the coordinator to attend the same. This is, as I said, is of crucial importance. So I think I have done my part, in 5 minutes. So, okay, so I think there is a video, is it? not just for our participants or so-called our graduate, but also for our speakers. So that's what we need to deliver to all of you. After this course, you can really sing and dance and have the modules delivered to site, and also providing this well-being to all the tenants, ultimate tenants of Hong Kong people. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Engineer Professor Ho. Please be seated. Thank you, Engineer Professor Ho, definitely giving us a lot more insight about how important this CIC Masterclass is. And now it is my absolute pleasure to welcome our guest of honor, Head of Project Strategy and Governance Office Development Bureau, Engineer Joseph Low, to come up on stage to deliver an opening speech. Engineer Low, please.
Chairman Thomas, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I see many familiar faces here, many MIC experts, and it's really great to meet you all in this occasion this morning. On MIC, I believe that you all have realized and even experienced the huge benefits brought by MIC. Just name a few here, for example, boosting the on-site productivity, reducing construction costs, shortening construction time, and also enhancing the quality and site safety, etc. And I recall that we Development Bureau started its promotion in 2017 and have been leading by examples and piloting MIC in our public works. And one of the best examples of our pilot projects is the FSD Merited Quarters in Ba Sing Kok. And thanks again for Conrad's support. And with the coordinated efforts by our industry friends and of course CIC in the past 7 years, I would say that Hong Kong has become the top advocate in the MIC adoption. And in fact, for our public works, we have mandated the use of MIC in different types of buildings. For example, office, quarters, medical buildings. And together with the public housing projects led by Daniel, we estimate that over 500,000 numbers of modules will be required in the coming 10 years. And that's why earlier this year, and you may already notice that we have formulated short-term to long-term measures to enhance the supply chain for the MIC in Hong Kong. These measures covering manufacturing, logistics, taxation, and accreditation, and as well as deepening the cooperation with the mainland authorities. And these measures not only can ensure a robust and efficient MIC supply chain for Hong Kong, but also will strengthen the leading regional position of our construction industry in the adoption of MIC. And so I would appeal to your continuous support in joining us in the adoption or wider adoption of MIC, and we are really looking forward to hearing more and more projects from the private sector in the near future. And finally, taking this opportunity, I would like to thank Chairman Thomas again in rolling out this master program at the very right timing. I'm sure that this masterclass will help equip the participants with the essential mindset in the planning, in the logistic planning for the MIC projects. And finally, I wish this masterclass every success and the participants a most enlightening experience. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Joseph Low. Please remain on stage. Please remain on stage. The successful completion of this masterclass is largely due to the incredible support from our advisory panel members. So now, to appreciate our advisory panels, we're going to present certificates as a token of our appreciations. So Engineer Low, please present the certificate for us. And now I would like to invite our advisory panel members, Engineer Terry Chen. Let's give a big round of applause and welcome Engineer Chen. So gentlemen, please kindly look at our official photographer. And now, Engineer Chen, please kindly proceed to the right side of the stage for a group photo later. And now, can I please invite Mr. Chris Jung? Should we all give a big round of applause? Thank you very much. And moving on, let's welcome Engineer Wilson Jung. Let's welcome Engineer Jung. All right, so please kindly look at our official photographer in the center. All right, a thumbs up for our advisory panel members. Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Jung. And moving on, let's welcome Mr. Nicholas Chu. Let's welcome Mr. Chu. All right, so please kindly look at our official photographer in the center. And let's give a thumbs up and please give me your biggest smile. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chu. So please kindly proceed to the right side of the stage. Thank you very much. And moving on, let's welcome Engineer Sam Fu. Let's welcome Engineer Fu. All right, let's give a thumbs up to our panel's members. Can I have the gentleman on stage? Let's give a thumbs up. All right. Thank you very much, Engineer Fu. And moving on, let's welcome Mr. Fong Kun Hwa. Let's welcome Mr. Fong. All right, let's give a thumbs up. All of our gentlemen on stage. 我哋一齊俾個 like 好嗎? All right, so please look at our official photographer. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Fong. Please kindly proceed to the right side of the stage. And moving on, let's welcome Engineer Richard Lee. All right, of course, a thumbs up for the gentlemen on stage. 我哋一齊俾個 like 好唔好? 我哋有請台上嘅嘉賓一齊俾個 like. All right, thank you very much, Engineer Richard Lee. And moving on, let's welcome Mr. Ben Poon. Let's welcome Mr. Poon. All right, let's give a thumbs up. Our gentlemen on stage, let's give a thumbs up. All right, thank you very much, Mr. Poon. And then moving on, let's welcome Mr. Derek So. All right, gentlemen on stage, let's give a thumbs up. Thank you very much, Mr. So. Please kindly proceed to the right side of the stage. Please kindly proceed to the right side of the stage. And moving on, let's welcome Engineer Raisin Wong. Let's give a big round of applause for Engineer Wong. All right, thank you very much, Engineer Raisin Wong. And moving on, let's welcome Engineer Dr. Wong Yu Mang. Let's welcome Engineer Dr. Wong. All right, should we all give a thumbs up? Our gentlemen on stage? All right, thank you very much, Engineer Dr. Wong. And moving on, let's welcome Dr. Jack Zheng. Let's welcome Dr. Zheng. And now, gentlemen on stage, please remain on stage. Please invite all the advisory panel members, please come up on stage. Please kindly come up on stage, as we're going to have a group photos with Engineer Low. So Mr. Edmund Low and also Professor Low Hong Kan are also important members of the advisory panels. Even though they can't join us today, we would like to express our gratitude. Should we all give a big round of applause to them one more time? Thank you very much. All right, so we have to stand slightly closer with each other. All right, and then everyone on stage, please kindly look at our official photographer in the center. Okay, we have to do a lot of things on the stage, okay? So one hand with the certificates and one hand with a thumbs up. Wow. All right, thank you very much. And now, Engineer Low, please remain on stage, and our advisory panel members, please be seated. And now, moving on, I would like to invite the following guests to come up on stage for a group photos. First, let's welcome Chairman of the CIC, Engineer Professor Thomas Ho. Next, let's welcome Deputy Director, Development and Construction of Housing Department, Engineer Daniel LEUNG. Moving on, let's welcome Deputy Director of Architectural Services Department, Mr. Alan Sin. Next, let's welcome Assistant Director, Railways of Electrical and Mechanical Services Department, Mr. Chang Yu Hong. And next, let's welcome Assistant Director, Technicals of Civil Engineering and Development Department, Dr. Julian Kwan. And moving on, let's welcome Assistant Director, Projects and Development of Drainage Services Department, Mr. Brian Choi. And also our CIC Council members, including Surveyor Thomas Ho, Mrs. Lo Lee Oi Lin. Let's welcome Engineer Simon Liu. Let's welcome. And also our speakers today, Managing Director of Yao Li Construction Company Limited, Engineer Dr. Conrad Wong. Head and Chair Professor of Digital Construction Department of Real Estate and Construction, the University of Hong Kong, Professor Wilson Lu. Senior Project Manager of Chukon Transshipment and Logistics Company Limited, Mr. Nicholas Chu. And I would also like to invite Director of Industry Development of the CIC, Mr. Alex Ho. And last but not least, let's welcome Assistant Director of Industry Development of the CIC, Engineer Yang Zhou. Welcome you all. So can I please invite our guests in the front row? Please kindly take a step back. 我哋可以請前排嘅嘉賓向後行一步啊。Okay, and now, first, please look at our official photographer in the center. Can I have everyone please give me your biggest smiles? And then let's give a thumbs up to support our event today. And then, should we keep the power up? Let's give the power. All right, a big round of applause for our guests on stage. Thank you very much for joining our event and participating. So please kindly be seated. Thank you very much. Thank you all of our guests for your support towards our event today. So I believe the invaluable contributions of our advisory panel members in providing guidance and insight have been crucial in developing protocols and comprehensive course content. And today it is our honor to have 3 experts delivering their keynote speeches. So our first keynote speaker is going to share with us the topic of MiC 3 treasures, sample to digitally transform logistic and transportation management. And now without any further ado, let's welcome Head and Chair Professor of Digital Construction, Department of Real Estate and Construction, the University of Hong Kong, Professor Wilson Liu. And now without any further ado, I'll pass the stage over.
First of all, I need to thank to our chairman, Thomas Ho, chairman of the CIC, not only because he promotes our research to the industry enormously using his efforts, but also he himself helped us to coin the word MiC sample. What a clever name. So I have the chance to share this MiC sample with you. This development has been practiced in some of the audience's projects over the past few years. I don't need to mention the importance of logistic and transportation management to MiC, okay? So you guys are all experts. During the COVID-19 and even after the COVID-19, we are still facing some challenges, okay, in terms of MiC logistic and transportation management. So over the years, we secured a government ITF project to try to digitally transform the MiC logistic and the supply chain. So we focus on the 3 typical scenarios which we learned from the Housing Authority when it was in for prefabrication. We focus on 3 very important and typical scenarios. The first one is the prefabrication or the manufacturing in the factory, and the second one is the cross-border logistic and the transportation management, and the third one is the on-site installation. So we focus on the 3 scenarios. We use BIM as the foundation or to indicate all the things. Something unique in this project, we add another layer of blockchain to try to maintain and keep all the data and the information on the blockchain platform. So we are very lucky to have a Hong Kong U, one of the early MiC projects, as our pilot. So this, I'm gonna skip this information. Basically, it's for students' hostel. So what's MiC sample? Okay, I developed the first the E-Ink Star. So for the inspection of MiC in the factory, E-TransStar is for the cross-border transportation of MiC components on MiC modules, and the third one is the E-Install Star. So the project team from Hong Kong U has done a very good job to decompose the statutory and the non-statutory inspection process into a structured way and put in an Excel file. So our research team, my research team, tried to put that into an app. So this is the interface of the E-Ink Star app used in Hong Kong U Wangzhouhan project. We called 1.0, 1.0 版. So you can see this is a rather professional interface. Okay, we have incorporated a lot of new technologies like a 2FA to prevent impersonalized use of the inspection, and also we kind of force the inspection records to be sent to Hong Kong and put in a blockchain immediately without saving them in a local album. So a lot of new technologies. And a very interesting thing is in Hong Kong U Wangzhouhan project, there were 956 modules. They actually took 71,000 photos to record every process. Okay, we are from a university. We know in the past when we did some research, we often do some very pilot, like 3 or 5 floors for us to do that. But for this Wangzhouhan project, it's actually 100% of using my E-Ink Star. So this is our real, so it's a dashboard to indicate that the project team is using our e-install on a daily basis on every project, on every process. The project team was very clever, but I trust most of you have visited the project already. The project team tried to promote Professor Liu's blockchain system, but you know, blockchain is basically a lot of black and white code, so it's difficult to experience it. So my research team tried to visualize, try to develop a web-based blockchain system to enhance your 體驗感. So we did some publicity. We had a chance to introduce our work to our Mr. Paul Cheng, and also thanks to the Development Bureau to invite us to share the experience in different occasions. You may find some of the figures, okay? So this MiC sample has successfully implemented in the Wangzhuhan project. Then the Hong Kong U estate office approached me again. So Wilson, this time, whether it is possible to develop an MiC sample for the high waste project. Something slightly unique about this high waste project is that we have 4 towers. Now this time, 2 towers are for teachers, for professors, so the size are much bigger. So size of the units are similar to some of our private development. Actually, they want to use this as a pilot project to showcase that MiC can also be used in private development, in addition to the institutional buildings we used before. So again, I soon developed this e-install 2.0. I called it a portfolio to allow a client to manage multi-projects. I also use a lot of interesting new technologies. The first technology, previously, we used the 4G technology, and the blockchain system was arranged in Hong Kong. But this time, we use Tencent and cloud-based blockchain. We also use 5G, because I noticed on the next door, the rooftop of the MiC factory, there was a 5G tower there. So I asked my students to buy 10 Xiaomi 5G, very cheap, but it's so stable. We formed a WeChat group with the frontline people and also our software developer. And this time, this is only halfway or even one third of the progress. And they have taken 216,000 photos already. 有圖有真相. So actually to record every step. Okay, I heard from the front line, every day there are 6 inspectors holding my e-install and sending all around 600 to 800 photos a day for their inspection work. So this is rather an industrial level of solution. Sometimes they complain because one time we removed the database a little bit, and then we heard the feedback from the front line. They cannot find the photos. They were very worried. Then I realized they use my e-inspection 2.0 on a daily basis. They don't use paper inspection form anymore. They actually dig out the photos using AI from the blockchain and the database to form the inspection forms. That's really an amazing practice, okay, using in MiC industry in Hong Kong. We should all be proud of ourselves, okay? So with all the data formed in photos with timestamp, with operators, and it is possible to form this Gantt chart to indicate the manufacturing progress of every module, MiC module. We also won a lot of prizes from international winners. So last time I also had a chance to introduce our MiC sample to the LEUNG project. They all realize that Hong Kong people are doing some fantastic stuff, okay? Now, we come to the third pilot project. I must appreciate our support from Housing Authority. I noticed Daniel and also Rayson sitting there. And this one is for cross-border transportation, something very amazing idea. So we use this Anderson Road project as a pilot. What we do in this case is we further develop, or we also notice Poon is sitting there. So Poon's also Zhongjing Huailong also provide a lot of support to our study. So what we do in this project is to develop something called E-Transtar 2.0 for the cross-border logistic and supply chain to achieve just-in-time, as just mentioned by our chairman. So this is the interface, very professional interface again. So the function is using this app, it is possible to plan your MiC logistic every day on a monthly basis. 一個月之內, 一個星期之內, all the logistic, which lorry, which truck for which MiC module can also be planned by estimating the time of arrival. And also something amazing is on the way from Pearl River Delta to Hong Kong, all the vibration will be recorded. 有啲地方係 vibration 係好緊要嘅。So this is possible to record the vibration and give reminders to the subsequent drivers. 嗰個位有啲要避一避。And another major function is the trucks can talk to each other through this E-Transtar 2.0, can coordinate their logistic supply chain. So if, for example, to congested for a site entrance, will notify the drivers to stop over somewhere, and then coordinate all the MiC trucks to achieve this just in time. My research team was sitting there. I think we have collected more than 100 MiC modules collection all the way from Zhuhai through the Gangzhou Daiko to Hong Kong. I think we command very good data and will allow us to analyze the MiC transportation to further develop this algorithm AI to achieve the just-in-time. So you can see these are real operations, like some reminder, some warning of overlay vibration or some other things. So this is the development trajectory with all the developed for E-Transtar 2.0. We are possible because you now have all the data put in a blockchain system. It is possible to develop an E-Transtar 3.0 for smart payment. Last year, I was in Berlin to attend a blockchain international conference. Some guy come to me, said, Professor Wilson Lu, I searched all around the internet. Your project using blockchain in construction perhaps is the only real-life project. And it is a good opportunity to make it as the world's first blockchain smart payment, okay, particularly for the construction industry. Also, now the MiC sample is developing so well. Some private sector, 有啲公司呢, even use this for facade or for some other things. And we are going to discuss with wider applicants. Also, our chairman, Thomas, helped us to promote this, so like a lot of other companies also approach us. Okay, so you can see, we are very proud to see that this MiC sample, I can proudly say, rests the logistic and the transportation management in Hong Kong. Like echo to engineer Joseph Lowe said, we can proudly say Hong Kong's MiC is now top in the world. I can proudly say that because I also travel around the world and really appreciate all the support. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Lu. Please be seated. So I'm sure that through Professor Lu's presentations, we get to know more about MiC 3 treasures and how it is going to transform our logistic and transportation management. So moving on, our next keynote speaker is going to talk about practical solutions for MiC lifting and delivery. And without any further ado, let's welcome Managing Director of Yali Construction Company Limited, Engineer Dr. Conrad WONG, to come up on stage to share with us.
Thank you, the chairman host, for the invitation. I only have 10 minutes, and therefore I'm going to time myself, and I will not ask for any extension of time. MiC is extremely, extremely critical in its lifting and delivery. As you all know, because this is the crucial part of making MiC success. I realize there are some clients sitting in this room. The first lesson that I can draw is please make sure at least 2 site entrance access for any project. Because the track is actually sometimes larger than 12 meters. So it's extremely difficult to turn around. So you need 2 access to go from A to B. Especially when you're talking about extremely tight timeline, say we're doing 4-day cycle, 5-day cycle. Without 2 access, then I think it's extremely difficult to proceed. And secondly, the lifting is extremely critical because different MiC have different sizes, different dimensions, and so you need to design a lifting frame which is flexible enough and easy to install. Now, I do believe this is actually kind of a trade secret for different contractors, because how to design lifting frame, it will increase or decrease the efficiency of your gangs. So that's very important. And most importantly, please make sure that you get some temporary support system for the worker to hang on their lifeline. So you can see highlighted there in green. So we're particular lifting positioned that the independent falling lifeline can actually be installed by the workers. Also, during transportations, the safety is also very vital. So you need to design the frame properly, and you really cannot leave it to the logistic company. Because honestly, all the logistic company, they do not have such experience. I believe it's the manufacturer or the main contractor. You need to look into this and make sure that you have a proper supporting frame to install and to protect the MiC. Again, how do you install this and how do you dismantle this? Really increase and decrease the efficiency of MiC lifting. So I think that's also extremely critical. We have a similar platform that Professor was talking about. Also, starting from Buxington project 5 years ago, we actually integrated from BIM design, offset manufacturing, QA, QC certifications, and also board trained and so on and so forth. So you can see this system being implemented in a factory for 4 or 5 years. And it's very critical that you have this type of facilities, because your client, like our RHSD and the Housing Authority, the engineer would like to really do this inspection, make sure that all this record will not be tampered. And now, of course, we can add the GPS in the trucks, the truck driver. So exactly, we know exactly where he is. And we actually link it all into the big dashboards with all the BIM module there. So basically, we are linking all these RFID, BIM, blockchain all together. And now we are developing a super app that have all our site projects put into one particular platform. That we just will be completing that in a month or so. So this logistic fleet management, I think that's been talked about, so I'm not going to go into detail, except instead of measuring vibration, we actually measure the air quality of the cabinet of the drivers. So we want to make sure the hangfukam is there, make sure that they actually don't smoke in the truck, and so on. So we are actually monitoring the air quality for the truck drivers. This is a CCTV on the dashboards. So we're integrating all different projects into single dashboards. Lastly, this is a new gadget that we developed. It's called Ranger. Basically, and there's a living zone. there should be a danger zone be marked on site, and the person should not enter in that zone. But however, you think about it, that zone is actually increasing while the tower crane being lifting up, because there's a cone effect. And also, it's very difficult to foresee any worker going into that particular zone. And that zone is actually changing. So even though you do the demarcation on site, it's not going to be helpful. So we developed this, this ranger 1 or 2, and we have put a sensor on the frame, so the ranger can actually detect the sensor height and measure the zone area. And then when that particular person goes into that particular zone, our ranger 2 will go inside and chase that person out, okay? So this is like a smart dog chasing, barking of the person. So I'll give you a little bit, video to look at that. Oops. I can show the video. Yeah, do you mind sharing the videos? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's the person. So now it's been detected by the AI. So the other, probably too fast. Can you show it again, please? Show again, please. Yep. So when the lifting gears going up, so you can detected the person there, and the other ranger will actually chase that person off. So this is a very new idea. Basically, it's my sister will send us baby, if you know about her. We are testing it even of the housing site, and want to see how it develops and how it's going. Maybe we need to fine tune it, but we want to make sure the lifting is actually safe for all the workers around us. Well, with all this new technology, with 5G, sensors, IoT, I think we can really enhance not only the productivity on site, but also the safety of the workers. Because every MiC module, as you know, is actually extremely heavy. It's sometimes over 10, 20 tons. And if there's an accident happen, it's going to be extremely serious accident. So in-house speaking, last year we did an entire company like an MiC retreat, and we decided we examine all the lifting gears and make sure we increase the factor of safety from 3 to 4. And we examine every single piece of MiC, make sure the lifting is actually going to be safe and to be easy to be installed on site. So MiC is here to stay, I think, I think we are really leading this technology in the whole world, I believe. But there's still a lot of things need to be done, especially how to increase the productivity, how to make the lifting and logistics better, how to enhance the safety, and so on and so forth. And I really believe that MiC is great to actually manufacture in the factory, but how to deliver and live it to the working floor, that is our biggest challenge. So the success and failure of MiC, I really believe it depends on logistics. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Engineer Dr. Wong, for your perspective on the practical solutions for the MiC lifting and delivery. So moving on, here comes our last keynote speaker, and he's going to deliver a presentation of route planning and transportation. Let's welcome Senior Project Managers of Chucon Transshipment and Logistic Company Limited, Mr. Nicholas Chu, to come up on stage.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, a little thanks for Thomas' invitations for today's topic about the MiC logistics. And MiC, the logistics is taking a very key role for the MiC projects, because we have handled a lot of MiC projects. I can say that we are the leading logistics service provider in Hong Kong. And through different projects, we can find out that logistics is the lubricant between the factory and the job site. Because for every factory, they have their own production schedule, and then different job sites, they have their own job site installation schedule. And the logistics is the middleman, and being the lubricant for every project. And that's why for logistics, it's very important for the MiC centers. So here's the content today. I'm working in CKS. CKS is a Hong Kong listed company, which is about 50 years based in Hong Kong. And I have over 25 years experience in logistics, mainly in the constructions area and other oversized cargoes. And this is the network of the Zhigong in GBA area. And you can find that there will be at the Zhigong area, you can find that there's a lot of sea terminal. So that's why for the MiC project we have handled, they will use the sea or road transportations instead. And this is our Hong Kong terminal. And you can see that there will be this Hong Kong, for the Hong Kong Island, there will be at the Western District, Saiwan. There will be some of the MiC project, it will use the Western District, and there will be Yau Ma Tei and Tuen Mun. So when we are handling an MiC project, we will first of all decide if it is going by CIC, we will decide which Hong Kong terminal will be close to the job site. Why? Because we have handled many high-rise MiC projects. But most of the high-rise MiC projects, just Wilson said that the Hong Kong Wong Han, when we use the terminal in Hong Kong, because after we work with the main contractor and also the factory, we decide to use CIC instead of China cross-border truck because of the wood. The topic I'm talking about is wood and wood panning and the transportations. Before we handle the MiC project, first of all, we need to think about the wood. If, for example, we take the Wong Han project as an example, we decide to use Yau Ma Tei instead of a Western District. Because we can use Yau Ma Tei for the MiC design, we can go through the tunnel, and then just driving distance from the Yau Ma Tei to Wong Han job site is within 30 minutes. That's why we don't need to apply lots of truck to handle the just-in-time delivery. If we handle we handle this project as a China cross-border truck, it will bring a traffic impact for the job site. For example, at the job site area in Wong Han, there will be 2 international schools. I guess you know, one of them is a Singapore international school. So for MiC project, we must need to think about the traffic impact around the job site. And thanks for the CIC. This is the old versions of the factory located in GBA areas. For the every MiC project, before we decide the route, we need to think about the factory locations. Take an example. We define it as a Zhigong. At the Zhigong West, it is more capable to use sea or road. And at the east side, most likely they are inland. We will use the China cross-border truck. The most easier definitions on it by using CIC or road. And these are the MiC projects we have handled in Hong Kong. You can see that from the first MiC project at Zero Harm up to the electrical extensions project, we have our company and I have already handled over 30,000 MiC. And every MiC project, with my experience, I can say that every MiC project has their own characteristic. You cannot apply the same book for every project. For example, during the COVID period, we handle a lot of quarantine center. Those projects we are aimed is fast moving. At that moment, the China cross-border was closed. We cannot use the cross-border truck because all the driver was quarantined every day. So that kind of project, we decide to use CIC. And then we collect from many factories. We have the main contractor is China State, and then LEUNG is the manufacturer. And even LEUNG is a very big factory with a very good production power. It still need to supplied by many different kind of factory. So that's why we assign 3 or 4 terminals in Hong Kong, and then we consolidate in China, and then comes to Hong Kong. And afterwards, we need to divide which terminal to deliver which job site, ensure the JIT is applied for the every job site. It's a very fast-moving project. But a part of it, you will see that there's some high-rise project for student hostel, and most likely you need to think about the traffic impact. And then for some transitional housing, I find that the MiC project locations is different before. For the first moment when I do the MIC project, most likely they are in new territories. But nowadays, they might be in some of the central area of some regions, just like Mongkok, Yaomade, Kwai Chung, you can see that. When you handling this kind of MIC project, you need to have a different kind of logic. The road, the spread path there is completely different with a new territories area. For new territories area, the road will be in highway, it will be easier for the spread path. But when you receive some MIC project which is located in the downtown area, in the central area, you need to think about it. As factories thinking, they think, I can say that I have handled so many factories, but some factories not that familiar with Hong Kong market. They always think about the cheapest way to handle the MIC to the job site. They may think about use the 40-feet trailer going for 2 MIC per truck and then going inside for every job site. But with those MIC's job site, which is located in the center of area, you cannot apply the 40-feet trailer. So they may use a small truck, which means the calculations before the budget is completely wrong. Maybe the logistic cost is double up. Even no matter you use Civic or the corresponding truck. So that's why the road planning is very important for every MIC project. And the characteristic for every MIC project is different. And I would like to share more about the future MIC. You can see that the electric code extensions project, the location of job site is Lafayette, which is in the center of Hong Kong Island. And the rig we handle, the MIC is 4 meters. And the height is 4.1 meters. So when we receive the design and we work with the main contractor, and then we work with the landlord and also the TD and RMO, we apply the technology we have used by Hong Kong U. They have such kind of technologies to support the MIC logistic. And also we have made a template MIC to have the trial run, and then ensure that there's the height and the width have no risk during the transportations. And then we put the video and put TD and RM together and get a green light for the delivery. That's one of the iconic projects. And now we are handling another project for Cyberport. The height of the design of the MIC is over 7 meters. Yep. But the point is for the Cyberport, they have their own sea terminal. That's why the designer can have a lot of idea applied on the MIC. So maybe in the future, any stakeholders, they will have a more thinking about MIC. Sure, you can go for it. But before going for this kind of design, they used to ask the logistic expert to see how to implement first. Yeah. And for the logistic management, I can say that the logic is that first, you need to think about the budget, and then what I'm talking about is the logistic route setting. You should know about your factory locations. When you have selection of factory, you need to think about the time consuming from the factory to job site. And then what I have said before, the most important thing is the production schedule versus the job site installation schedule. If the product, normally nowadays the leading MIC suppliers in China, they can produce a lot of MIC per day. They must be faster than the job site installations. In this case, that's why for those projects I've handled for the high-rise, because for most of the high-rise building MIC, they used to install over 20 or almost 30 numbers MIC per day. Just take an example of the Wong Hong Kong U, they install 28 numbers of MIC per day. First, the day one, we install the block A, and then day two, we install block B. And then day three, they lost at C. That's why they use the cycle, apply the cycle perfectly. So for those, in this thinking, you need to think about that for low, high-rise, when the installation per day is, you have the idea of the installation per day, but the productions of the factory will be faster than job site, so you need to think about the temporary storage. The main contractor is smart. They decide to use the Civic as a temporary storage yard for the high-rise MIC project. Because for the shipping, you need to take the 1 day depart from the night time and then arrive Hong Kong at the morning time. They buy time at the terminal, use it as the storage area. So when we receive the MiC project, we think about the upstream. First of all, you need to know your factory, know about their custom book. If they are, the items is in free test, and about test refund and other issues. It is before the MiC productions. And afterwards, it will be coming to the downstream. And it is the flow from, for the transportation method nowadays in Hong Kong, by sea or by road. By road is very simple, from factory directly to job site. And then by sea is ex-factory to the terminal. They use the terminal as a storage yard, and then consolidations as CIC to Hong Kong terminal. And then at Hong Kong terminal, there may be some correction of sequence according to job site installation schedule. Sometimes for some high-wise or low-wise, there will be adjustment on this delivery schedule. So we can take place by the CIC. So when you have we have the wood panning and then the transportation, you can have some ideas of when is the MiC project shipping by sea, when is shipping by road. Both methodologies have their own pros and cons. It must depends on the job site. For example, if the MiC project just install less than 10 per day, you may use a China truck because you do not bring any negative impact to the areas around. But if the MiC projects installed per day have a numbers, maybe 20 or 30, that means 20 or 30 trucks. You cannot put 10 China trucks surrounding the job site. So that's why my experience told me that most likely use the CIC if this installation is in a high level. And this is the pictures of the barge we used to handle the MiC in Hong Kong. There's a few type of barge. It depends on the MiC design. If most of the MiC project we handle is loading by 2 layers, around 20 or 30 something per barge. So for job site thinking, when I get to 20 or 30 MiC at Hong Kong, I will feel safe because I can change the sequence anytime according to job site requirement. Most of the high-rise, they like to put 1 level. Maybe we keep 1 level using by barge and then sending to Hong Kong. For China truck, there's many kind of truck type in Hong Kong. The pictures here is those for over height and overweight. For some normal trailers, this also applied for some standard design. And you can see there's many SO, especially when we are handling some MiC, the high-res project we have handled. It is the heaviest MiC design I've handled, almost 36 tons per MiC. So we need to think about the truck type. If you are using a truck which is not capable for those heavy items, there will be a safety risk. Yeah, then last week I showed it. And then Conrad has talked about the lifting and methodology. Every main contractor and suppliers have their MiC, the lifting methodology. So you can see that there's a kind of a different kind of lifting frame. We need to change as per their lifting methodology. But nowadays, the main contractor is smart. They used to design the lifting frame as a universal instead of each lifting frame. And one of the key points is that no matter you are sending the transportation via Hong Kong local truck or China cross-border truck, you should have the excessive license. Yeah, otherwise, if there's any accidents or you can catch by the RMO, you will get caught. Oh, so the last, I would like to explain the safety. Because nowadays there's many kinds of MiC design. We find out that the MiC design, some of them, the rack is not leveling. The leveling, right side, maybe the left side is the main wall and then the toilet, and the right side is just a curtain wall or pane. So we need to have a very professional team to look into it. Otherwise, when there's more application on MIC job site in different locations, there will be high risk of transportation risk. For example, if you are going for some 90 degrees corner, you just applied a normal trailer to use the transportation, which is the level is right and left is not balanced, your MIC will fall down. So I hope the future, no matter the main contractor, every stakeholder will look into it. Otherwise, I don't want to see there's any safety issues in the future. Okay. Oh, here's my sharing today. I hope you can get some fruitful information.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Chu. Please be seated. Thank you very much for guiding us on the adoptions of MIC in the projects. And now to round up our event, I would like to invite Deputy Director, Development and Construction of Housing Department, Engineer Daniel LEUNG, to come up on stage to deliver the closing remarks.
I think I need to cut this short. Try to avoid overrun. 以結果為目標啊，我哋5分鐘一定要做得到。好 ，Good morning, respectful CIC Chairman Thomas. I have to say that he is a professor. Have a very good strategic leadership. Also Joseph, strategic strategy leading by the PSGO, and also Joseph, Professor Liu, Conrad, Nicholas, and all TAP members. Actually, I'm very honored to be the guest, but also I learned a lot from Conrad, from Nicholas especially. I tried to learn how to transport the MS unit from the sea or through the land back to our housing site. And to speak at today's kickoff ceremony for the CIC Master Course on the MIC, Logistic and Transportation Management, that gave me the chance to recap my knowledge throughout my experience for around over 20 years of using precast elements in Hong Kong. And I have to express my heartfelt gratitude to CIC and all the TAP members contributing to the success of today's course, the Master Course. Your support and the input not only make this training program a reality, but also introduce new momentum and elements to our industry. And actually, I want to extend my appreciations to each of you, especially those joining the CIC Master Course today. Your enthusiasm and commitment to professional developments demonstrate your dedication. And I believe this master class will provide you with those invaluable skills and knowledge that help you achieve greater success in your future endeavors. I would like to also take this opportunity to mention the Hong Kong government's drive that you learned from the 2024 policy address that our housing authority need to have the MIC projects, more than half of it in the coming 10 years. But I'm thrilled to announce that we have already achieved that targets now, and actually it's the project starting from, I think, 2026 or 27, they are mostly achieved these so-called targets, more than 50% already achieved the MIC. And to further improve the efficiency of the MIC, we are collaborating with different institutions. For example, Professor Liu, Sambo, we are trying to implement it in the Anderson Road projects, and now we also try to roll out this in our Dak Tin Gai projects, which is, I think, the most challenging projects in Hong Kong with very limited area. The footprint of the building almost occupies all the site. So we have to practice the just-in-time. Our motto, I told Professor Liu that I want, and the government also want, to cultivate the startup to become the unicorn. And I think our housing departments can provide a hub, innovation hub and platform for those companies to grow. And in future, I think you all learned that housing department tried to launch the MIC 2.0, what we call it 2.0. actually, we already implement in our design projects. Through the MiC 2.0, we improve a lot of details, the time, the efficiency, the safety of it. And we try to simplify all the rebar fixing on site and try to make it more robust, more rigid. So last time you see what Conrad mentioned, that you have a lot of pops inside the MS unit. Now, get rid of all this by using 6-phase. So that is a very huge improvement. And logistics and the transportation are vital to the success of the construction industry. What Nicholas told me from his line. I wonder whether we can join hands to develop our MiC 3.0 in future. And actually, logistics is very important because nowadays you have a lot of limitations. For example, you have the WILO permit applications. You mentioned that every day you have 28 numbers of modules. I told you, in future, we have over 1,000 modules every day running on the roads in the northern metropolis, in the urban city, and that causes a lot of problems. That we have to rely on your expertise, on Professor Liu's expertise, try to sort out solutions. And I understand that this master course have focused on exploring those logistic and transportation topics. And I hope that through this course, you will dive deeper into the importance of logistic and transportation in the application of the MiC. And this is also an opportunity in future to learn about the latest technologies and practices in the industry, allowing you, all of you, to stay ahead of the trends while promoting the development and application of this very innovative construction method. I encourage every one of you, those practitioners, those academias, and also the government officer, the contractors, and try to participate in this discussion and share your valuable experience. For example, the experience from the HSD, experience from CEDD, also from CIC led by Professor Thomas Holt. And I look forward to witnessing your achievement in this field of logistic transportation and the assembly integrated buildings in the days to come. Let us work together to elevate the construction industry to a new heights. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Engineer LEUNG, for your closing remarks to conclude our ceremony today. So, ladies and gentlemen, this wraps up our kickoff ceremony. Thank you, everyone, for your support and your participations. Your participation is essential to work towards enhancing the future of MiC logistics and transportation management. Through this masterclass, I believe it will lead us to better practices in integrated technology-driven MiC project delivery, optimizing logistics, and enhancing construction performance in the industry. Last but not least, I would like to remind all masterclass students to come back to this multipurpose hall to join the module 1 and 2 of masterclass at 2 p.m. Thank you once again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again in our future event. Have a wonderful day.